Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most misunderstood parts of the internet. We're going to separate the Hollywood hype from what's actually real when it comes to the dark web.
So let's just jump right in. You've probably heard the crazy stories. You've seen the movies where it's this super terrifying place. But how much of that is actually true? Well, let's find out.
First up, let's talk about the image that pops into most people's heads. You know, this huge, shadowy, digital underworld. Basically, a lawless place where all the bad stuff happens. But is that really what's going on?
Okay, this is probably the biggest myth of them all, that the dark web is only for criminals. The truth is actually kind of shocking. It was created for the exact opposite reason. Researchers at the U.S. Naval Research Lab built it to protect communication and keep people anonymous online. And today, it's a super important tool for journalists, for activists living under repressive governments, and for anyone who needs to share sensitive information safely.
Here's another one you've probably heard. This idea that the dark web is just this massive, hidden universe of websites, that it's way, way bigger than the normal internet we use every single day.
But the reality check is, it's not even close. The dark web is actually a teeny tiny fraction of the internet, less than 1%. The giant part people are actually thinking of is the deep web. And that's just all the normal stuff that search engines can't see, like your email inbox or your online bank account. So confusing those two is a big reason why people get so freaked out.
And that brings us to the whole digital Wild West idea. This belief that it's a total free-for-all with no rules. Yeah, that's just not true. Law enforcement agencies from all over the world are incredibly active on the dark web. They run some really complex operations, they shut down illegal sites, and they've caught a lot of criminals. They even set up their own honeypot sites to catch people in the act.
This leads to another huge myth. The idea that using the dark web makes you completely invisible, like a ghost online. Now, tools like the Tor browser are designed to make you anonymous by bouncing your connection all over the world. But it's not a magic invisibility cloak. It makes you harder to track for sure, but it's not impossible. Let's be real. Guaranteed 100% anonymity is pretty much a myth anywhere online.
So, after all that, you gotta ask, right? If so much of what we hear is just a myth, why is the scary, sensational version the one everybody knows? Where did these wild ideas even come from?
Well, it really boils down to a pretty simple formula. First, you've got entertainment. A secret digital underworld just makes for a way better story in a movie, even if it's totally unrealistic. Then, you've got news headlines that often blow the danger way out of proportion just to get clicks. You mix all that with the fact that it's a mysterious topic to begin with, and boom, you've got the perfect recipe for misinformation. And these myths aren't harmless. They create a lot of unnecessary fear.
Okay, let's do a super quick recap. Myth, it's only for criminals. Truth, it was actually made for privacy. Myth, it's absolutely enormous. Truth, nope, it's tiny. Myth, the police can't do anything there. Truth, they are very, very active. And finally, the myth of total invisibility. When the truth is, it just makes you harder to track.
So now that we've set the record straight, I'm really curious. Was there a myth on this list that you totally believed? Let us know down in the comments which one surprised you the most. And hey, if you like getting the real story, make sure you subscribe.
Here's the most important thing to remember. The dark web is just a tool. It's complex, but it's not automatically evil. Understanding what's real and what's just hype helps all of us stay smarter and safer online. Thanks for hanging out with us on The Explainer. The next time you hear a crazy story about the internet, just ask yourself, is this for real or is it just a better story?